Okay. Sorry, I was just tidying up some business here. It is Altitude Sports Radio 92.5's post game react, where we get your comments. We'll see. I know Mike Sanford is joining us here in a second. We'll see who else wants to come on. Rolling. Yep. Rolling. Do. Sometimes these things take a little bit, but we'll get everybody going. Oh, you didn't get an invite? Oh, hang on. All right. Let's see here. Wow, if he didn't get an invite. Okay. Oh man, did I not invite other people too? I'm gonna have to do a little digging here. Okay. We should have Mike on here in a second. And what a game by the Broncos. What a game by the Broncos. Hey, there he is. There he is, Coach. What's going on?
How we doing, DMac?
I'm doing good. I'm wondering if you didn't get an invite. Did I not?
I don't think anybody did because
Are you kidding me?
I was searching long and hard. I even logged in, but I think I logged into your what your account used to be because all I saw was a Broncos Chargers December 9th.
Oh my God. And I tried to do that. I tried to do that so much earlier. All right. Well, I'm going to invite like everybody and their brother right now, and we'll see if anybody else wants to join us. But why don't you just start out and tell us what you thought about today?
You know, today was a good day. I mean, it was for the Denver Broncos franchise, the organization, it was a good day. It was proof, at least in a preseason setting, that Sean Payton's system on offense, defense, and special teams, and when I say system, I'm not just talking about the schematics of the offense. I'm talking about training camp, the plan, working, maximizing the hours that you're allotted per NFL rules. It worked, and the team looked good. Were there some flaws? Absolutely. Is that what you want to happen in preseason? Probably.
Right.
You want to get some of those penalties out of the way. You want to get, some of those young rookie fumbles out of the way. You had two running backs fumble a football today, one on an exchange with Blake Watson and then Audric Estime. But I just think overall today, the biggest winner of the day, DMac, the biggest winner. Nobody's talking about this. The biggest winner was Sean Payton.
Okay.
And the reason for it is that Sean Payton proved with three quarterbacks, but most importantly with his rookie quarterback that he drafted at number 12, that he can scheme players into success and get quarterbacks in rhythm. And he did it with all three, but he especially did it with Bo Nix, played to his skill sets. And then he did with Zach Wilson. Like, I love that Zach Wilson went out there and it wasn't, the election is rigged. He's just going to hand the ball off to close out the game. I mean, he gave Zach Wilson opportunities to do what he does best, and that's chunk the football down the field. And he did it very well. So I think that today was a very good day because the offensive system of Sean Payton combined with this offensive line group, it yielded 0 sacks. When the
Zero sacks. That is crazy.
The offense is run correctly.
And
I also think that today was step one, or as Sean Payton calls it, phase one of proving that the decision that he made to get rid of Russell Wilson was the right decision.
Look at this. We got Tyler. We got Scott Hastings. What's up, boys?
What's up, guys?
I love it.
PhD and C.
I actually don't know how many people I can add at one time, but all right, let's just get some thoughts. Tyler, go ahead, hit us.
Well, admittedly, I am currently on the second half. Had a full day today. I just got done with the first half, I'm done with Bo Nix. Okay, so I'm up to that far. And hey, man, I mean, I'm sure you guys have talked about it. I'm not sure Bo could have done much more. I mean, between what he could bring to the table with his feet. He had a bit of a rough start there at the beginning. It certainly was not perfectly smooth. Had one potential interception, but the big city boys, I thought it was about as good of a debut as you could get.
Scotty, what'd you think, buddy?
Yeah, I would agree with Tyler. I thought he was rough to start, which to me says more. And Coach, I'd like to hear your thought on this. To me, a rough start and stay rough, watch out. And I remember the Saturday, right, when they were doing the red zone, he threw that first pick. And then I think your exact words were he had the best practice he had of camp up to that time. So, yeah, I thought he was at first. I'm going, uh-oh, here we go. DMac's going to be backpedaling and making them excuses on Monday. But then I thought he calmed down. He almost got his tight end killed on one play. But listen, I thought he was absolutely solid. And I know Tyler's getting ready to watch the second half. And I got to be honest with you. He's your starter. We've been saying it all along.
No doubt.
There's no reason not to go that way. And to be honest with you, and I know there was a little uneven dispersion of snaps, and there was an uneven dispersion of playing against ones all the time. Bo Nix got a healthy dose of twos. Zach Wilson came in and got a healthy dose of twos and threes. I thought Zach Wilson was outstanding too. And if you were going to judge, I always do overreaction Mondays, right? If you were going to have overreaction of one preseason game, start Bo Nix, but Zach Wilson's your backup quarterback, period.
Yeah, I totally agree with that assessment, Scotty. And even more than that assessment, I enjoy you inviting us to be in bed with you. That means a lot to me.
Well,
hey, this is the first time I've ever been. This is the first time I've ever been in bed with an NBA athlete in my lifetime.
Yeah,
join the multitude.
Wilt Chamberlain, baby.
My mama, we had a soccer match in Boulder this morning, so I've done all that action. I was in Longmont yesterday. But yeah, then all of a sudden they're having like one of those Bourne movie after movie after movie. So I'm on the Bourne ultimatum right now.
Oh, nice. You're staying up till 3:00 tonight. You got to finish all of them.
Yeah, it's an interesting deal about this whole number 2 quarterback, because I think we all know where this thing is absolutely heading, and it should be. I mean, the Broncos drafted Bo Nix at number 12, and he did today, DMac, exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Yeah,
like it went to plan. Now, I didn't know if the Colts were going to play predominantly zone coverage or if they're going to play some man, and they played a ton of zone coverage, a little bit of blitz man, and what he didn't like what he saw down the field. He used his legs and he created plays. And, I thought the things that Bo Nix brought that were plus traits, I wanted to see him on display today. Like when I say plus traits, like better than just your average guy, right? And the number one thing that I thought was he was going to execute and operate the offense exactly through the eyes of Sean Payton. Check. He was going to show his mobility as a runner to get at least 2 first downs in a game with his legs. Check. He got 3 for 17 yards, and he moved the sticks twice in limited action. That's fantastic. And then lastly, I thought that he would show his ability to throw the ball very accurately on the run. And so the question does remain, man. Like, we have to call it like it is, right? Like, this is an exciting time. Bo Nix gave this fan base hope, but I always use Scott Hastings' line. If you're in the media, are you a fan or are you a friend? And I'm going to be a friend here. I mean, the average per attempt was 6 yards. All right. And when you're playing against the starting defensive line, you're playing against starting secondary that's going to tackle well. And you're going to have to create and generate some plays down the field. I think that's what games 2 and 3 need to be, is just getting that confidence and throwing the ball down the field, not just go routes, not just post routes. Tyler, I've heard you talk about that in the past, on air, that, you only throw it down the field twice a game. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like Zach Wilson. There was a ball that he drilled. He tried to throw to Mims. It was about a 26-yard throw down the field, almost intercepted. Like, those are the type of balls that I think Zach Wilson's got to touch the hot stove a little bit more. And I think you will.
And one of the, Bo Nix did have one attempt down the field, the seam route that, probably should have been an interception to Dulcich, or maybe not should have, but was close to being an interception. We said that, but, if we're going to keep it fair here, and all of the quarterbacks, all 3 of the quarterbacks looked pretty good. Jared Stidham looked good if it weren't for the taunting penalty with Tim Patrick, which, by the way, was that soft as hell.
That was soft. That was
in a preseason game. Like, come on, man. Let's have fun.
Goodness gracious. We got that taunting penalty. Then you followed up with another
penalty.
penalty.
Oh, wait. We got the taunting penalty. Then McGlinchey showed up for the first game.
Wow.
No, and then it was Garrett Poland. Did we have a McGlinchey one in there? But we had a holding 72 right after that.
72.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of all of it. Listen, man, I felt a little bad for Stidham. Like, he hits Pirine between the 2 and the 5, and it's an interception. Well, that's ridiculous, right? And the penalties, too. I thought he played well. And Bo Nix, though, listen, man, it's poor Stidham, He only gets 2 series. He's the starter. But, it was all about Bo. Not one of the first teamers came out when Bo went in. Tyler, have you started the second half in your rewatch?
I'm not watching it right now, but I finished up Bo Nix. I got to watch Zach Wilson, and then I'm.
Oh, okay. So you got here's what a critical moment was. They get the score, and I was wondering, and Sean wasn't asked about it, but with 8 seconds left, would you guys have gone for like a shot at the end zone with 8 seconds to go?
Preseason game, yeah, probably.
Right, but what I think they wanted to get was that whole vibe of score, get the ball back, and take it down the field. So I'd love to ask Sean that. I think he would have no problem answering.
It was asked today at the presser.
That what? Oh, I didn't get that.
That specific question was asked at the presser, and it was.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was answered with you just wanted guarantee points, and I do think that it fits a very good narrative that Bo Nix had 5 drives, 4 scoring drives, and the only one that wasn't a scoring drive was the Lucas Kroll catch fumble. That's it. And I think that, I think Tyler, one thing that I felt with Bo Nix, even though there was nothing really out of character from what we've seen all training camp, is that there definitely was the quote unquote spark that Sean Payton was alluding to with when he benched Russell Wilson for Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
Like Bo Nix moved the offense. However it happened, Bo Nix moved the offense consistently. He even moved it with 2, got first downs with 2 pass interference penalties that Devon Vele fought his ass off for to be able to draw those penalties.
Hey, you know what? I thought those were good plays by Vele.
Fantastic plays.
Agreed. Totally agree.
Yeah. Listen, it's going to be hard. Listen, this is one game. You can overreact and all that stuff, but I thought Vele solidified everything we saw in preseason. I thought he was outstanding. I will say this: we had a long conversation on PhD as far as the running backs room. Running backs are going to be fine. Heck, they brought in, and I forgot his name, 42 late in the game. That dude can run. I mean, he'll probably be a practice squad guy.
Blake Watson. Yeah,
he was good, man. He was
fumbled, but
where you guys at on Estime? I'm curious what you guys' thoughts on him are so far, because he had a lot of hype coming into it. So just kind of curious your thoughts after seeing a little preseason action.
Yeah, what I would tell you, Tyler, if you haven't gotten to the drive where it's fourth and like a yard inside of the 12-yard line, it was right around there, 10-yard line going into score. They handed it off to him. It was inside the 10. Handed off to him in 2 plays in a row, and he moved the pile. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. And granted it was against probably 2s and 3s, but he was churning yards. Was he phenomenal in the game? No. But did he move the pile? Did he solidify himself, in my opinion, as not just a short yardage and goal to go running back? I think he actually showed himself up in pass protection, Tyler.
Well, that's good, because if Samaje's on the cut street here, which we all thought he was already going to be there anyways.
Yeah.
But, this one big thing was he was so sure-handed out of the backfield as a receiver, and then he's got that one bobble that I'm not going to really hold it against him. Samaje's a proven product. I know what he is, but
that's going to be a 15 to 20-yard gain instead of turns a turnover and kills a drive.
Yeah, it was not a great play at not a great time for Samaje Perine. What can I tell you?
It was typical. He just picked his eyes up looking for what move he was going to make instead of securing the catch.
We know he's better than that, and they did 2 really important things, I think. Kroll puts the ball on the ground. They go right back to him. Estime, gives away a touchdown. They go right back to him. Samaje, they're going to give a bus ticket to. But they went right back to the dudes that flubbed up a little bit. And Tyler, I thought that was good. I thought that was a positive.
Now let me ask you 3 this, because I was just thinking about it. First of all, hallelujah, 34 points. I don't care if it's a preseason game. I almost decided. In fact, the warden looked at me and says, "You want to go get some Fireball?"
I love it. I love it.
We were like maybe the Broncos will start drinking again. I don't know. That was wonderful. So I'm not going to take any joy out of scoring 34 points a game. I don't care if it's a preseason game. That being said, you gave up 30 as a defensive unit against what usually is pretty vanilla offenses in that first game. I think the defense has a little work to do figuring out exactly who they're going to be.
Yeah, but that's the depth of the defense, and maybe that is an issue. But look at what the first team defense did, especially against the run. It was in the minus numbers.
No, I mean, it was awesome. He was awesome.
It was, and John Franklin Myers didn't even play in this game.
Right. Or Zach Allen.
Right. Good point. So I was highly encouraged. Listen,
Who all
get
didn't play? Who all didn't play?
PS2, Zach Allen. We said Jonathan Franklin Myers. Brandon Jones obviously didn't play because of the nagging hamstring. I think that was it, man. I think
everybody in offense played. Everybody in offense.
Our guy Ellis defensively showed up a little bit.
He was good.
He had a sack, and then he had the hit that led to the layup interception for whoever it was, a deep roster player. That was awesome, man. That was a great draft pick. I mean, a great one.
Man, yeah. Weren't those kickoff returns just so exciting, DMac?
The one the Broncos took to the 45-yard line was pretty damn exciting.
Okay. I have a good thought. I wrote this down on my little notebook here. Jalen Virgil. Okay, he hasn't been able to find his way on the field, really receiver wise. That guy was a 10-3 100-meter in college at App State, and I saw him up close. He's big and thick, and he looked good. It was awesome.
Love Jalen Virgil. I had a huge camp last year. I don't know how he makes the team. I mean, he's going to be so buried right now. But he does have a little bit of a different, he's not just big. This dude is fast. This dude is fast. But it's funny you say the Virgil one because, I DVR'd it. And for whatever reason, I got the Colts broadcast, not the Broncos, right? So I'm listening to the Colts broadcaster who's absolutely terrible, and he keeps talking about we, and I'm like, oh my gosh, would you shut up already? But anyways, the one exciting kickoff return, they got back late from break, and so I only caught like the last tail end of it. I didn't get to see it.
Well, it was exciting. And listen, man, the kickoffs are a play. And what was it, the Chiefs game? They didn't know that they couldn't down in the end zone, so it was
Nicole Hardman. Yeah, so took a safety at it.
Dude, every play is a real play. It is a hell of a lot better than kicking it through the end zone.
You know what? It will be better, and instead of just putting it out there, I think they read the stat during the game that 80% of all kickoffs last year were touchbacks.
Exactly.
And if you think of 32 teams and all the scoring and all the half times and that's a lot of kickoffs and 80%.
Right.
So now you've got a football play going to have to happen. And you know what? We're going to see more old school football in the sense that you're going to see starts at the 18 and the 20 and the 22 instead of the 25 and beyond anymore.
Tyler, you would have loved Jalen Virgil's. You'll have a chance to see it. I'd suggest you watch it because they ran it. It basically was like a 30-yard version of running 18, right? Outside zone, right? And he just stretched it. And then he had the speed to be able to essentially cut it back all the way, reverse field. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, man.
There'll be run backs this year. There'll be kickoff.
Oh, for sure. And you're going to have like a Mims and a running back. In fact, the kickoffs may just suit running backs better than punt returners anyways. Or wide receivers or cornerbacks. It might be just a running back play. If you can find a specialist like Virgil. Hey, man, it was good to see Mims
out there for the first one. The what's his name? He's like the fourth corner on the team. But
Tremont Allen, I think.
Yeah. But they tried a handful of guys out there.
I'll tell you this, though. It's good to see Mims actually come out of witness protection to make a play on offense, score a touchdown. That was pretty cool.
Played late into the game, DMac. Played late, which was interesting.
He did.
He's viewed kind of like as a rookie a little bit, as a receiver. He's viewed a bit like as a young guy. I was going back kind of through the game. I was thinking about winners and losers, and I want to hear from you guys in terms of who you thought were winners. Another winner for me, and we mentioned a little bit about some of these guys. University of Utah alums. All right. So Jonah Ellis, Cody Barton, I think he's solidified that opposite Alex Singleton role. He looked good out there. He was physical. He was all over the field. And then, of course, Devon Vele. Those three guys in particular, I think they stood out. So those are three winners. Anybody else that you guys saw as winners of the day?
Sean Payton, baby.
Yeah,
100%. Got his guy. Got his guy.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting because we talk about Virgil and does make the team. Okay, Mims, who showed up, he's playing late. Again, as we get more in depth into the games, preseason games, and all of a sudden we start thinking about where the cuts are going to come from. Do you keep two? Do you keep three? And I'm going to still go back here, and I've been tooting this horn probably too much and too long. But Zach Wilson didn't do nothing to say, hey, I'm going to cut him. In fact, I was talking to somebody at the end of the game. We have a conversation. He said that game there alone may keep them from being able to think that they could slide him onto the practice squad.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. I was talking to our boy Kliss after the game, and he kind of corrected me a little bit. He goes, all in all, if they cut Stidham, the savings is about $3.25 million. So that's it, because you got to pay, Wilson
Still got
something.
like a $6 million cap hit, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's cash, not cap. Yeah, so it depends how much you value $3.25 million in cash. That would significantly change my life. But I mean, for football, I guess it's nothing. But there you go. I mean, listen, man. I thought Zach Wilson would be fine as a backup based on what I saw there today. I mean, we're just talking about a backup now because we know the one thing we learned in this game more than anything is Bo Nix is your starter from day one. It is insane to think right now that he's not.
Yeah, no, I agree. So my biggest theory of why Jarrett Stidham had to be kept on this roster was because you had unknowns in running the system. And the unknowns were in Bo Nix being a rookie, and then the unknown of Zach Wilson with 3 years of absolute brain frying, just horrible football and coaching that he got. Yeah, in New York. Bad fit, bad coaching. And today proved that Zach Wilson can play on schedule, and he can also give you maybe something, who knows, over the course of a 17-game season that Bo can't give you. And so I think that that's a very easy one too, because both guys can execute Sean Payton's offense in a game setting and have proven that.
Guys, I was kind of giddy about today. I'm not going to lie. Listen, the things, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, Tim Patrick, that gets cleaned up in like 3 seconds. No big deal. Fumbles by rookies and Kroll, I guess. It's not a great thing. But again, hey man, let's wrap the ball a little bit better. That's like a relatively easy thing to clean up. And we don't know that it's a habitual thing like Melvin Gordon. I'll just write it off like as a eager guy's mistake, right? What were the other big mistakes? Seriously, what were they? Like, what are we?
There weren't many.
Right?
There were no tested coverages. I mean, I'll be honest, man, like all 5 quarterbacks from the Colts, they made some damn good throws, but they were earned. Like they were NFL type throws. Whereas I thought that the Colts had more, their defense looked like they had more secondary problems than the Broncos did.
Boys, I got to jump off. Smell you tomorrow.
Oh, okay, Tyler. All right, we'll talk to Tyler later. Scotty, you want to hang in or you want to go too?
I'll give you another couple minutes. I got a 25 to 30 minute window right here, and I'm just amazed trying to figure out what Mike's background is. Like in an office complex somewhere.
No, well, this is the ADU here, they call it in Colorado, the additional dwelling unit. So yeah, this is turned into my studio because I don't have the ability to keep my house even remotely sane with my 3 children, 2 of which are under the age of 10. So.
Well, I got the warden. I will say this: she walked in and flashed me, so I had that going for me.
Oh my God! Wow, altitude after dark.
Here we are. That's so good, man. That is so good. Yeah, I can understand why you got give us a couple more minutes there, Scotty. Makes sense.
Things are getting ready.
The math is adding up.
Yeah.
Hey, another thing, DMac, that came up. If 2 guys from training camp practices that we've watched that we thought, might be bubble guys, that are proven commodities in Denver, at least, Samaje Perine and Tim Patrick. I don't know that either one of those guys did anything that helped them. And if anything, I think they both did something that hurt them.
Ooh, oh, well, okay. Yeah, listen, you want to talk about some winners. Vele is like a winner, and he's out there with the ones, deservedly so. Like, the guy makes a smart play to come back to the ball to get a PI, plays the cornerback like a fiddle. Sweet little. Hey, do you think, Mike, that pass was underthrown on purpose, or do you think Bo just didn't get it there?
Which one are you talking to about?
The PI, the PI that Vele.
I think you just saw man-to-man coverage, put it up there. I think it was underthrown. I don't think it was entirely underthrown, but on purpose. But he put it in. I always, when I'm coaching quarterbacks, I always say, like, just put it in the halo, like a video game halo that surrounds any type of RPG game, if you will. And he did that. And then Devon Vele fought for the ball, drew the PI. He had the same thing on a curl route that Bo Nix threw that I thought it looked like it could have been picked off. His second kind of turnover worthy play, but Devon Vele fought back through, used his big body. I love what I saw. Troy Franklin was absent, though.
Hey, talk about, Coach, real fast that you bring those two plays up, because they don't come as receptions. And we as dumb fans, he only got 2 catches and 22 yards or whatever it might be. When you break down as an offensive coordinator or coach or an offensive set of coaches, how does the grading go for something like some of the plays Vele made, like in particular the 2 we got? How do coaches grade that when they break the film down?
Yeah, the stats are really for the media to be candid to fans. You get graded on your effort, you get graded on your execution, and then like most of the grading systems I've been a part of, you give a plus if you did your job, a minus if you didn't do your job, and then I go as far as a double plus, which actually helps you if you had a minus in a previous play to get your grade higher. But a double plus for tremendous effort that changes the outcome of that drive. And I think in both of those cases, Devon Vele got a double plus, at least in my eyes, because of what he did.
I think my takeaways I don't know, man. I like Tim Patrick, but I'd rather have Vele, in all honesty. I think he brings more to the table. He's cheaper, and he's got youth on his side. And tight ends, I like Adkins more than I like Burton. I don't really get.
You know what? I will say this, though. Atkins showed he can't play the fullback.
Yes, he can.
I thought he was absolutely below average as running the fullback. I'll go back and watch it, but I thought there was a couple times in the hole he just absolutely did nothing.
Mike?
I didn't notice it enough. What I did notice about Adkins is the QB designed runs for Bo Nix when he was the guy that was kind of we call that an escort run, because you have a tight end coming, it's the Colin Kaepernick play that the 49ers and University of Nevada made so famous. I thought he was fantastic with that play, being a lead blocker in space, which is probably a trait that he'll be better at because of his lateral quickness than maybe Burton. But man, Burton did have a couple blocks that made me even kind of be like, yeah, it's kind of special, man. Like,
wow, really? All right. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I don't know.
Man, he gets under your pads. I mean, he is a beautiful body type for a traditional fullback. I see, I'll be honest, DMac, when I went to the walkthrough on, what was it, Friday before they left, inside the indoor facility, media availability only, I saw him up close in person. I'm like, yeah, that's a fullback.
Well, I think, but I think they're going to keep Adkins no matter what. Like, I think they're going to keep 4 tight ends no matter what. So when you keep Burton, you're getting rid of Blake Watson, or you're getting rid of a receiver or something like that. It's not going to be Atkins or Burton. Atkins is making the team.
It puts more pressure. Puts more pressure on. Do you keep 2 quarterbacks or 3, man? And
I have no idea why you would keep 3 at this point. I don't know why you would wouldn't save yourself $3.25 million or whatever it is with Stidham. I think Zach Wilson, we saw that under center boot roll. Oh my God.
Beautiful.
Oh my God.
Across his body.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk Troy Franklin.
Who?
Troy Franklin. Exactly. Troy Franklin, the draft pick, was it 4th round, 5th round?
It was a early 4th.
High 4th, yeah. High 4th round draft pick. He didn't really even touch the grass, didn't even get on the field until really late 3rd quarter.
Have the 4th quarter.
Yeah. And then Zach Wilson targeted him, and I thought that ball was actually thrown very well. And I think that's a ball you got to make if you're a vertical guy.
If they cut Troy Franklin, it's not a big deal. Listen, man, he fell. He went later. That's why they scooped him up. Sean Payton poo-pooed the whole hey, they played together in college. Yeah. That doesn't really matter now. I mean, okay, we played together in college. Well, you played together with 6 months with all these guys or whatever since April. So that doesn't matter as much. You have your own independent relationships once you become a pro. Troy Franklin has taken a lot of heat from coaches for a million different things. And listen, man, if somebody's on the cutting chop, I'd rather have Jalen Virgil than Troy Franklin. I mean, Virgil's been there, man. He's played for the Broncos. He's played in the league. Guy's fast as hell.
Hey, now with the new kickoffs, that might be your
yes
right there. So, what do you guys think about? And once again, I don't have names on the roster in front of me. The tight end that was in the game at the end of the game.
Oh, what is his name,
dude? I thought he.
The Oregon. They just picked him up second week of training camp.
Lamper.
It's Camp Moyer. He played it. He's another Oregon Duck, I think. I don't know if it's Dustin, but his last name's Camp Moyer.
Camp Moyer. Yeah, 84.
He was outstanding in that fourth quarter. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, he looked good, and they kind of brought him in to be a blocker. So the fact that he did as much as he did in the passing game late, I think that bodes well for him, at least for a practice squad, and later on his name's Hunter Campmoyer. He was number 48 for the Oregon Ducks. He actually played in a couple games for the Chargers during the regular season.
Hey man, we need good guys on the practice squad too. So cool, awesome, and
it's diggers too.
that's right.
They're not going to dig themselves, are they, Scotty?
No, you need help there. Other cool plays, like what I loved about Bo Nix that I talked about, and I compared it to Josh Allen, is you don't want or need a running quarterback. You just need a quarterback who can run if he needs to. And that's what I thought we saw today, Coach.
Yeah, and I think he did that very well. He did it in a way where he got yards, but also, almost prepared for the long game of playing a 17-game season where he doesn't have to take massive hits, move the chains, get out of bounds, and that's exactly what he did. And I thought he did it incredibly well. I think his best play of the day, the best play of the day was what got him started. And that was, the third down where he scrambled and found Courtland Sutton on the throw into his left too, like the challenge of doing that. But really the best trait play of his to me was actually his touchdown pass to Marvin Mims. He read that RPO so cleanly, and his quick release was just beautiful. That was honestly the best throw that he's made since I've watched him in training.
They're going to have to they were horrible in the red zone last year, the bottom third anyway. If they can have a short passing game and complete 2 or 3 yard touchdowns that quick, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Little play and hit him right there real quick. You worry, 5 weeks in, if that play's on the books, that corner's not cheating or whatever, but then all of a sudden it's boom, fade hits, little hit in the corner. But no, that was a fabulous throw. Listen, I'm once again, I'll put on my fan hat. I'm excited as a Bronco guy, fan who's watched all but maybe 2 practices that they've had out there. They can actually move the football when somebody doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, Zach Wilson's only doing it against their third. Exactly. And it goes back to what I've said. It's like summer league. If your guy goes to summer league and he does nothing, you might want to be worried. If your guy that you really like goes to summer league and goes off, you go, okay, that's why we got him. Now it's time for the next level. Now it's time for can you do when it really matters? And that's what these preseason games are. Hey, listen, you got your summer league out. Now we get ready. Going to get to practice with Green Bay on Friday.
Yep.
Game on Sunday. What do you got for me?
Let me give you some numbers that matter. 32 first downs to 17. That is awesome. Time of possession, 38 to 22. That's fantastic. We're taking a knee, boys, in the red zone to wrap the game up. You could easily kick a field goal for a touchdown. That means I'm taking that possession away. That means you were 4 for 5 converting in the red zone for touchdowns. 4 for 5. We'll take that last possession out the door. Total yards 410 to 283, dominant. Passing 279 to 219, you win that one. Rushing 131 to 64. Stop me if you're, not getting a Bo Nix for all these. I mean, third down.
You need a pre-nap there, Scotty.
Dude, 7 of 13 on third down, 2 for 2 on fourth down. I mean, what do you guys want? No turnovers sucked. But no sacks.
You know what's good, DMac? You know what's good about the turnover number? And this is insane to think that anything ever could come positively out of a turnover. Is that if you look at the Colts 30 points, I think all three of those scoring drives came off of a Broncos turnover.
Yeah, I believe.
One directly.
Well, they got the strip touchdown. That's one.
They had 283 yards of offense, guys. 283. Yeah. So the 30 points is very misleading. Those are as a result of a botched exchange, rookie running back, and a Samaje Perine volleyball setting the Colts defender for the interception.
Yeah, and don't forget the Broncos could have easily put up another 7 if they truly wanted to. They were dominating, finishing in the red zone, and they were running in the red zone to finish.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Hey, we'll go back. We made a lot of noise about it, and I don't have the stats, Coach, you might in front of you. Bo Nix scored on 4 of his 5 possessions. Obviously, he only got 2 possessions. Was it 2 full possessions in Stidham? They didn't get any points. And I want to say that Wilson, did he score on 4 of the 5 also?
I'd have to go back and look at that. I'm not sure.
I could look at that. Yeah, for scoring summary was Jarrett Stidham. So he had 2 touchdown drives. So he and Bo Nix both led 2 touchdown drives. I think there was one that the Broncos actually Dixon had a phenomenal punt on. It was a weird drive that was penalty hampered. It was a holding call where Zach Wilson extended the play. They got behind the sticks. That was the only drive I think that Zach Wilson didn't score.
Wilson had 2 touchdown drives. How many total drives did he have?
4. But 4. One of them was going to be a touchdown drive and took a knee to end the game. I mean, that's
right.
So 4 of 5 and 2 of 3. Then if you're not the thing, I mean, you're going to tell me you got 2 quarterbacks getting points on 6 of 8 series.
Yeah, and by the way, I think Stidham would have taken him for a score, maybe not a touchdown, but at least a field goal if Perine doesn't flub that ball. I mean, they were moving the ball good there too.
Agreed.
So, I mean, there was only 2 bad drives in the whole game. I mean, that is bananas. Mm-hmm. But we have seen some horror shows from the Broncos in preseason games. Yeah. Absolute horror shows.
$25 horror shows.
That is right, man. And today was, listen, man, I get it. Bo Nix is this is just what I do. He was kind of, just very normal afterwards. I wanted to give him a hug. It just, I get it. It's, hey, man, it's not your hump in the past. But frankly, the way Stidham and Wilson were talking after the game too, this is just what they expect to do. Damn, son. I have no idea why you would not be fired up if you're a Broncos fan right now. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. If you make dumb mistakes, you can always lose football games, right? And that can happen to anybody in any team. But the future is freaking bright. And Bo Nix is going to be so cocky and arrogant. It's going to be ridiculous talking to this dude. But whatever.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to. What'd you say on Friday? 6 years from now? I don't think it's going to take 6 years.
I said 6 games. Oh, 6 games, he'd be insufferable.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Oh no, Mike, I guarantee it.
No, he won it all, DMac.
You know what? He's not going to be rude about it. But
he's not going to be LeBron James to an autograph seeker in Paris.
He's a Division I and high school head coach's son. I mean, he's going to be fine.
He'll be fine. He's not going to be Deion Sanders to Sean Keeler. It's not going to be anything like that. But it'll be very businesslike, very professional, and not all that emotional, which is not a bad thing.
But I think it's not a bad thing at all. I think that's his pure personality. I really do.
I agree. I think Bo Nix was born and bred for this moment. And I think when I say robot quarterback, I am not trying to be insulting. but that's what I saw. Efficient, meticulous, and not overly impressed by the success they had. Expectations.
Right.
The bar has been raised, and I think that's a very positive thing.
Hey, Coach, talked about us now. Tell the people out there that are on here what happens tonight when they land. They probably already landed from Indianapolis, but from now when it lands till tomorrow, I'm assuming they'll have the guys off. They'll probably do lifting and maybe a conditioning or whatever.
Yeah.
But what goes on in the coaching when you're still trying to put a team together? What do you think that is going through with these coaches, the meetings the next 24 hours?
Well, the crazy thing about coaching, like you have your grading sheet ready to go by the time that you get on the bus to get to the airplane. So these coaches are already grading this film. I bet they're already graded. I mean, this entire film's graded, every single snap, every single player in your position group. You have all your grades. They'll print those grades out with comments from every single rep that every single player took. Make the copies, and the players will have the opportunity typically to watch the film with the grades in front of them before they actually have the meeting, which will be, I'm guessing, tomorrow, to go through the film. Both Sean Payton will show big unit clips. The offense coordinator will probably show, different positives that came about and certain things that were drive killers that came about. Special teams will get pretty much the whole team minus the quarterbacks and the linemen. And they'll show, I love the special teams, man. I thought that was a really positive sign of this team. So, and then of course, VJ will show the defense, different clips, and then they'll do the strength coach will handle all the flushing out of the body to get rid of all the hits and the bruises and all the things. They'll have an elongated conditioning just to flush out the game and to move on to get back to training camp mode. I mean,
I talked to a mogul behind the scenes. Mike is absolutely right. They're expecting some sort of walkthrough sort of practice tomorrow afternoon around 4:30. That is closed to the media. Tuesday's off because they have Sunday preseason games. So they're just rolling this out like the season.
Regular week. We'll take, come in on Monday, do your thing. Tuesday's off. Well, Tuesday's always off. And then we're going to get ready for, the Packers. And the Packers that's going to be an awesome way, by the way, to wrap up camp on Friday. That is great. That is the last camp day open to the public. Should be a lot of fun. Be great to see Jordan Love, their coach, coming into town. And what we'll see. All right. Has Bo Nix earned it? Has he earned it?
Yes.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Right?
They earned it a week ago. But listen, am I more pro Bo Nix, which I was glad to see today, or as I've been, please just don't give me Stidham. I don't need a 17-game schedule with Sparky.
You're not going to get it. I don't know if you're even going to get him on
totally
the team.
Agree with that, Scotty. 100%. Yeah. Because essentially what Bo Nix is and what he showed today, he's steady with wheels.
By the way, Stidham ain't going to get signed by another team on their 53. Stop. That's not going to happen.
He's a really good backup, man.
I get it, but everybody has the backup.
I'll tell you who he's better than right effing now.
Who?
Did you suffer through watching the Chargers offense?
I did not.
With freaking East, I was sitting there watching the game with my wife. My wife looks at me. She goes, "How in God's green earth does he have a job in the National Football League?" Like, he started a third of a season last year, which is terrible. I mean, the guy is absolutely atrocious.
And he's their backup there.
He is there. He played 3 quarters. He started the game, played forever.
Okay.
It was suffering to watch Easton Stick play. Stidham would be great.
Stidham would be good in San Diego.
Yep.
Well, as the backup, I mean, if that's what we're doing.
He's a backup. He's the plus backup.
Get on the treadmill, coach. All you got to do is, be able to not mess it up.
All right. This is a new record for us at night. How about that? Thank you. By actually quite a long stretch. So nice job, everybody. So gosh, I guess we really won't be back till Wednesday, I guess, right?
But we will be on 10 to noon and noon to 3 tomorrow on the airwaves.
That is correct. We'll be back.
And DMac will be on a podcast for the next 72 straight hours. So, we're not taking a break by any stretch of the imagination.
There's always that. But for those that are watching us, Mike's right about all of that. But this particular show returns on Wednesday, and then we see where we go from there. But pretty cool to have a record number here by a long margin. I'll give you guys the final word before Scott gets to figure out how Matt Damon gets out of another pickle.
Let me start. Mama brought a little Subway home tonight, so I'm just hoping she didn't bring me a danger witch.
Oh, boy. Hey, actually, I can play something that I got you here, Scotty.
Tap time. 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 Tap time.
And on that note, we'll wish you a fond farewell.
Thank you. Make love to your wife. You've got way too much time on your hands.
Tap time. Tap time. Tap time. Tap time. Tap time. Tap time.